Good morning, good evening, whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you might be doing. We wish to welcome you to the Silverlight Show. The Silverlight shines to illuminate that which lies hidden in darkness. For those of you tuning in today, we welcome you in. Genesis chapter 42. Jacob's revenge. Well, not quite revenge, but the storyline here is very satisfying. So, without any further ado, let's jump right in. Genesis chapter 42. When Jacob saw there were food rations to be had in Egypt, he said to his sons, "Why do you keep looking at one another? Now I hear," he went on, "that there are rations to be had in Egypt. Go down and procure rations for us there, that we may live and not die." So 10 of Joseph's brothers went down to get grain rations in Egypt. For Jacob did not send Joseph's brother Benjamin with his brothers, since he feared that he might meet with disaster. Thus the sons of Israel were among those who came to procure rations, for the famine extended to the land of Canaan. Now Joseph was the vizier of the land, and it was he who dispensed rations to all the people of the land. And Joseph's brothers came and bowed low to him, with their faces to the ground. When Joseph saw his brothers, he recognized them, but he acted like a stranger towards them and spoke harshly to them. He asked them, "Where do you come from?" And they said, "From the land of Canaan, to procure food." For though Joseph recognized his brothers, they did not recognize him. Recalling the dreams that he had dreamed about them, Joseph said to them, "You are spies. You have come to see the land in its nakedness." But they said to him, "No, my lord, truly your servants have come to procure food. We are all of us sons of the same man. We are honest men. Your servants have never been spies." And he said to them, "No, you have come to see the land in its nakedness." And they replied, "We, your servants, were 12 brothers, sons of a certain man in the land of Canaan. The youngest, however, is now with her father, and one is no more." But Joseph said to you, "It is just as I told you. You are spies. By this you shall be put to the test. Unless your youngest brother is here by Pharaoh, you shall not depart this place. Let one of you go and bring your brother, while the rest of you remain confined, that your words may be put to the test, whether there is truth in you. Else by Pharaoh you are nothing but spies." And he confined them to the guardhouse for 3 days. On the 3rd day Joseph said to them, "Do this, and you shall live, for I am a God-fearing man. If you are honest men, let one of you brothers be held in place of detention, while the rest of you go and take home rations for your starving households. But you must bring me your youngest brother, that your words may be verified, and that you may not die." And they did accordingly. And they said to him another, "Alas, we are being punished on account of our brother, because we looked on at his anguish, and yet paid no heed as he pleaded with us. That is why this distress has come upon us." Then Reuben spoke up and said to them, "Did I not tell you, do no wrong to the boy? But you paid no heed. Now comes the reckoning for his blood." They did not know that Joseph understood, for there was an interpreter between him and them. He turned away from them and wept. But he came back to them and spoke to them, and he took Simeon from among them and had them bound before his eyes. And Joseph gave orders to fill their bags with grain, return each one's money to his sack, and give them provisions for the journey, and this was done for them. So they loaded their asses with rations and departed from there. As one of them was opening his sack to give feed to his ass at the night encampment, he saw his money right there at the mouth of his bag, and he said to his brothers, "My money has been returned. It is here in my bag." Their hearts sank, and trembling, they turned to one another, saying, "What is this that God has done to us?" When they came to their father Jacob in the land of Canaan, they told him all that had befallen them, saying, "The man who is lord of the land spoke harshly to us, and accused us of spying on the land. We said to him, 'We are honest men, we have never been spies. There were 12 of us brothers, sons by the same father, but one is no more, and the youngest is now with our father in the land of Canaan.' But the man who is lord of the land said to us, 'By this I shall know you are honest men. Leave one of your brothers with me and take something for your starving households and be off. And bring your youngest brother to me, that I may know that you are not spies, but honest men. I will then restore your brother to you, and you shall be free to move about in the land." As they were emptying their sacks, there in each one's sack was his money bag. When they and their father saw their money bags, they were dismayed. Their father Jacob said to them, "It is always me that you bereave. Joseph is no more, and Simeon is no more. And now you would take away Benjamin? These things always happen to me." Then Reuben said to his father, "You may kill my 2 sons if I do not bring him back to you. Put him in my care, and I will return him to you." But he said, "My son must not go down with you, for his brother is dead, and he alone is left. If he meets with this disaster on the journey you are taking, you will send my white head down to Sheol in grief." So it has come to pass. Jacob's dream, where his sheaf was being bowed to by the other brother's sheaves, is an interesting foreshadowing. Because here, in a time where wheat, which is gathered up into sheaves, is so scarce, their wealth is bowing down to his wealth. It's all very symbolic and wrapped up. You notice, interestingly, Joseph is not really pissed off with Judah. Judah is the one that sold him into suggested selling him into slavery. But he's kind of, live and let live, which is why I think Judah was trying to save their brother. It does seem that Reuben, remember the oldest brother is Reuben, still thinks that Joseph is dead. Judah never told him because, again, he was trying to protect his brother. Simeon, who wanted to kill him, is the one that Joseph singles out. Now, again, it's weird because Reuben's the firstborn. Generally, you keep the firstborn as a hostage. But Joseph isn't playing that game. He's remembering who did what. Judah, the guy actually got me into Egypt, where I've had some pretty good times so far. I've done well for myself. So, no harm, no foul. Not the nicest thing somebody could have done, but it was better than letting Simeon feed me to the beasts or kill me or whatever Simeon's plan was. I do not know. Reuben, off the hook because he wanted to go get dad and stop everything. But then we have this most peculiar line. Reuben, again, trying to be the oldest brother, says to his father, "Take my 2 kids, and if I don't bring Joseph's brother back, you may kill them." That's your grandchildren. I think at this point, Reuben's playing a bit of a sympathy game. He's saying, "I'm going to give you the best thing I can," but he knows Jacob is never going to kill his own grandchildren. And that's probably one of the reasons why Jacob really is not interested in letting Benjamin go, because he still wants one reminder of his wife, of his second wife, Rachel. Say what you will, but Jacob apparently really did love Rachel way more than Leah, because Leah's sons, he's kind of letting them run the neighborhood. They have carte blanche to do whatever they like. And meanwhile, Benjamin and Joseph were pretty coddled. One gets a coat of many colors. The other one didn't go to Egypt. When you have to wonder, is Benjamin that young or that inexperienced? Because for most people, heck, right now, let me tell you, we're going to go to Mexico City because I've heard great things about it. They got good food, good stuff. Most people are going to say, "Hey, yeah, that sounds fantastic." So, like I said, either Benjamin is too young and cannot make his own decisions, or his father is literally got him on a chain and saying, "No, you're not going near Egypt." Now, the old prophecy is not mentioned. If you remember, Abraham was warned, "Your children shall be slaves in a land not their own." This prophecy is forgotten. And Joseph and Jacob have no problem going down to Egypt. Remember, Abraham went to Egypt to sojourn and then got out of there after he pissed off the Pharaoh. But that was a while ago. This is a new Pharaoh. You're going to see that pharaohs tend to forget things fairly quickly, which is weird considering what we know of the Egyptian dynasties. They love to write stuff down. Anything that happened, Pharaoh had a bath today and stuff like that gets written down somewhere, somehow. No matter what, this is the way the Bible is structured, and just because they were ancient doesn't mean they were all-knowing. So, yeah, another chapter done and dusted. We're getting closer and closer to Exodus. Oh, and we get our first mention of the Hebrew hell, Sheol. Or maybe we've seen it before, but I didn't really put an emphasis on it. Let me put an emphasis on it now. He is saying go down to Sheol. Now, our modern version of hell is somewhere down below us where everything is burning and stuff. The Hebrew concept, the ancient concept, is more, you go down. You're put in the ground, you're buried. Whether you're cremated, inhumated, no matter what, your ashes are going to wind up dust to dust, all that sort of stuff. So Sheol might be better thought of as a purgatory. He doesn't want to end his life in grief because then he's going to keep that grief for the rest of his life. It's also interesting that when he mentions Sheol, he doesn't say, at least I will be reunited with your brother in the afterlife, in Sheol. No. It seems to be a very personal thing. It would be worth exploring, but maybe I'll do that in one of my books, because complicated topic and is beyond the scope of a simple YouTube series. With that, we hope you enjoyed this episode of the Silverlight Show. If you did, please hit like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to buy one of the books in the link down below. It really helps the channel and me out. Anything that you do to help out does. Most importantly, we hope you have a fantastic day.